Change is a choice, and if you choose to change, you're at the right place. This is the last week of training cycle 2 of Candito's training program. As you can see here, this is an awful lot of dumbbells. It's in some friend's place, or I guess we are friends. So here is my arch nemesis spotting me on my 4x112.5 squat. Later this week he will get crushed on the squat PR between him and me. We also took a challenge we challenged each other. At the end of December, whoever has the highest Wilks score, which is the highest total compared to the body weight, will see the other train in a Borat string. If you don't know what a Borat string is, Google it. So he has a current Wilks score of 277, mine is around 250, so basically I'm screwed. All the highlights of this week will be in the description. Have fun watching. To improve my squat, I did some small stance front squats, some wide stance back squats. The guy behind me is pointing out that my knees were caving in on this stance width, so it was actually a valid point, and I put my feet a little bit more inwards, and this solved the problem. Here you can see me fail on a 170.5 bench press. Or actually I didn't fail, I had to get between 1 and 4 repetitions, but my previous 1 repetition max was 120, so I still felt like I sucked that day, and well, I was pissed the rest of the day. Here is one of our younger customers. He was having some issues with his shoulder in the incline bench press, so here I'm helping him a little bit to readjust his positioning. Here I tell him to put the elbows a little bit more inwards, and to tighten his shoulder blades a little bit more, which I was doing here, and then the problem was solved. I will also point out that he has to grip the bar a little bit harder so that his wrists are more straight, and this will help in transferring strength over into the incline bench press. This day I had to try for a 1 repetition max on the deadlift. This was 142.5. This is, oh no, it was 150. That was 160. I failed. 155 I passed, and then I tried 152.5 because I wanted to improve my form a little bit more, but it was too heavy. The 155 wasn't too great in form, but it's still okay. Normally I don't have those isolation movements in my program, but Once in a while I'll train with another person, like my colleague this time, and so I did some curling and other stuff. Here I was thinking about how much I could do overhead, so I wanted to try a 1 repetition max, and this is 75 kilos or 165 pounds. I had to grind it up, but it does count, so now we know. Here is my colleague pulling 210, I believe. After this he tried 220 and this happened. This day I had to try 41 repetition max on bench press. Here I have 117.5, which I did earlier this week as well. Then I tried 122.5, which I failed. And there is one time that I tried 120, not this time, this was still 122.5. Here I try what the hell, I don't know. Okay, this is 120, I was getting it up, I yelled something and the person, the spotter, he thought I yelled and take it away. So he took it, but I guess I could have grinded that one up, but I didn't, so 117.5 is my 1 repetition max for this time. You also saw that I did a lot of tries on that 1 repetition max, and it was very tasking on the shoulders. Until this day, it's Sunday today, or actually Monday since it's past midnight, I still could feel a little pain in my shoulder, so I probably should have done less. Here is the younger customer again. I was checking his form on deadlifts, and he's resetting in the bottom to teach himself to get into a better position to start with. And here is some product placement. You can find the t-shirts in the webshop of Body Dedication, which is linked in the description below. Okay, let's put some light on. Okay, better. I have to do the last 1 RM set test. It's gonna be squats, but I'm still having some lower back ache, muscle ache. So let's first do some foam rolling when we get in the gym, and then I hope I get 120 in squats. So let's see. Me in the video said I wanted to get 120. This was 112.5 and it was pretty heavy already. Here you can see that I lose my tightness in the upper back. That's why the bar gets a little bit more forward, and I fail on that set. After that I tried some more repetitions. I tried 120 3 times, 117.5 2 times. I failed all of them, and then I was pissed. Actually it's 118.5, but it says 117.5 here. Look how pretty that face is, and that booby grab. Okay, this is some more customers who wanted to check their form, so I filmed them that in that way they can check it themselves after they did it. This actually is quite a good deadlift. The only point I told him was that he starts pretty low on the first repetition, which I do myself as well. That's some good point to work on. This customer, he has a little bit too much of forward lean when getting back down, which you could see by the bar separation in between the bar and the leg. So I think here I tell him to think about moving the bar a little bit more to the legs, and I'm checking here if the knees come in, which they don't really do, so that's a good thing. After that after this set we did some drilling for him to get the bar more towards the legs in the upper part of the movement. So this day as well my colleague was with me, so we did some extra work. And here I'm doing overhead presses again. and this is 5 kilo less than earlier this week, and I had to grind even harder, so I was still not ready to do them again, I guess. Since in the beginning of the week I did 4 times 112.5 on squats, I knew I could do more than 112.5 times 1. So I went to this gym again, which has a great atmosphere for lifting, and here you can see a PR of 122.5, which is 7.5 more than my previous PR and 10 kilos more than the 2 days earlier. I had to try 125, of course, here as a second try, but again I failed. That's it for this week, Body Dedication Nation. These are some fat grip bench presses, which I did not do before. See you next week.